What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live composing show. My name is Stephen Melin. I hope you're having an absolutely ecstatic, fantastic day. I just read in the live chat, Buddy Boo said he's doing absolutely ecstatic. And so I want to feel absolutely ecstatic too. That's awesome. Man, I hope you guys are doing so good. I've not met for a live composing show in 2 weeks, and it feels super weird. I was just talking to Matt a few minutes ago that it feels like an eternity, because so much life has happened in the last couple of weeks. It's really, really crazy. My schedule has been really full doing things that I'm not used to be doing. First and foremost, I've actually been spending some time working on some movie trailers, which is something that I've always wanted to do. But the whole thing about that world is it's highly, highly classified, and it's something I can't really talk about. But the pace of writing for that style is insane. You have to write a lot of music in a very short amount of time. So it's super fun to have those opportunities, and it just requires me to be very flexible with my schedule if I'm going to take them on. The other thing that's been going on is last week, my family got hit really hard with some sickness, all 5 of my kids and me and my wife. And so we were just knocked out for an entire week, and it was hard to work. I still got a little bit of work done, but man, that just knocked us on our butts. So everyone's starting to feel better now, and obviously back in the studio and working and all that. So I'm really excited to be back. Ever since I've been back, I've been working really, really hard and knocking out a lot of tracks. And so today is actually a nice cherry at the end of the week, because this is the last thing I'm doing for my work week before the weekend. And it's nice to just do something fun and do something that is a personal project. It doesn't really have any... There's no client, there's no brief here, there's no specific rules I have to follow. But my goal here is, as I've been doing as basically a part of the series for this year, I'm going through famous video games that are either recently released this year, 2022, or are coming out within the next year. And we have a really cool slate coming up, some Final Fantasy, we have some Mario and Rabbids, some Pokemon. And today, and actually last time and today, I thought it would make a really good couple of videos to split up this clip from the upcoming Hollow Knight Silksong. And so, quick disclaimer, I am not the composer for this game. That title goes to Christopher Larkin. He's a phenomenal composer. He absolutely knocked it out of the park with the first Hollow Knight. If you've played that game, oh my gosh, it's absolutely incredible. But what I want to do is, whenever I tackle these projects, since this is a personal project, I have to have some sort of limitation, some sort of rule set, or else I'll just, write whatever I want. And there's got to be some kind of clarity. So my goal is to go through, take these games, treat them exactly as if I was hired to do it. And I want to pay homage to the original composer and the original idea and the intent, because there's a reason why they're working with Christopher Larkin again, because he is the right guy for the job. He has the perfect skill set for this. He has this blend of classical musicianship mixed with some modern production. But I really love that it almost has this cartoony sound to it. And obviously the world of Hollow Knight is very dark in nature, but very colorful in its visual presentation, being hand-drawn and everything. So I think it's just a really cool, beautiful blend. So definitely want to pay homage to his style. And that's why we're going to be using some of the same instruments that he likes to use, which is the VSL, the symphonic orchestra stuff. And we'll be chatting through some of those materials today. And so I definitely want to use the same types of instruments because it clearly works with this visual style. But on the other hand, I still want to stick to my style, my writing style, my harmonic conventions and all that good stuff. But yeah, I hope this is a little bit of a more relaxed experience today for everyone. Since there's no real agenda except to write a complete track in one sitting, which is what I do. And these tracks, by the way, since this is purely for the experience and to rack up more tracks for my portfolio and everything, I take these tracks and actually throw them into the Game Music Treasury, and these turn into updates for the Game Music Treasury, which is now up to 525 tracks. It's a big bundle that I put on all the major music marketplaces for video games, Unity. Let's say we have Unity Asset Store, Unreal Marketplace, itch.io, and Game Dev Market. Those are the big four. And that's been serving a lot of game developers. And so this is a really great way to have some passive income. It's a great way to be creatively inspired to write for projects that I really love and would love to work on. And it's a lot of fun for you guys. So if there are any games within the next 12 months calendar that you know are coming out that you're really excited about, let me know about it. And maybe that can be one that I can add to the list. I definitely have my top 5 right now that I'm going to be hitting over the next few weeks. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Because at the end of the day, this is a show. This is meant to be for everyone watching. So hope that we have some fun today. I also want to mention that the last time I did a stream, man, my computer was going bonkers. And probably in large part because I've been doing movie trailers recently and maxing my computer's resources to the absolute max threshold. And I've learned that I have to wipe the memory of my computer. I have to clean the RAM, the read access memory, every so often, every few months, or else all these sample instruments and reverbs and effects and things that I'm loading, it starts to just pile up all this clutter. And I'm using a PC, so I'm using Windows, and it's just the way that the OS works. Is you have to clean it out every once in a while. Otherwise, I do a live stream where I'm only loading a few instruments, VSL Synchron Player, and all of a sudden it gets all crappy and clogged. So that's all that was. It was just a RAM issue. And if you guys remember, even a few streams before that, my keyscape, which is pianos, that was not loading either. It's like everything's crapping out on me, but it all had to do with memory. So I'm hoping today I can do a much better job representing VSL. They so kindly sponsored me for these 2 videos, just to showcase. There's really no agenda there other than to showcase. I want to show you guys this. There we go. My cameras were not working. They're working now. User error. I pushed the wrong buttons. But yeah, over here, I want to show this to you guys because if any of you want to write in this style, I kind of call it the Hollow Knight style because Chris Larkin has made this a famous sound now. And it is simply using VSL Synchron instruments. So it's anything from their Smart Orchestra series or their new Prime series. I really like this because it divides up every instrument that you'd expect in an orchestra. So you have your strings, your harps, woodwinds, brass, and percussion. It's very simple, but there's a separate patch for every single one. And I also really like that they've divided it into 3 different folders. So you can actually choose which patch makes the most sense for your playing style. They have a velocity crossfade sustained. They have a velocity crossfade mod wheel, so you can use the mod wheel to change. That's what you'd probably expect from a normal sample instrument. And they also have velocity. And these are all the exact same patches, but they're just triggered. They're triggering the expression and the volume differently based on however you want to do it. And Chip said, not Chip, well, I know his name. James in the chat says, what computer do I have? And yeah, Matt said, I've got a custom PC. I built this thing back in 2017. It is still an absolute workhorse. Has 64 gigs of RAM. It's an i7 processor. Like it's nothing to sneeze at, and it's definitely a good thing. It's a good system, and it served me very well. And I don't have any need to upgrade, but apparently I have to clean it. So anyway, pardon me as I munch on some snacks over here. So first thing I notice when I pull up any of these instruments is it has a very cartoony, almost a 16-bit, 32-bit type sound. It's clearly real. This is a real ensemble recorded. but it doesn't sound super real. It's almost, the way it's programmed, it just has a cartoony sound, and I think it's perfect for anything hand-drawn animation. So if I ever have any, I don't know, if I have any like animation TV gigs or whatever, I would probably pull for this first because it just kind of has a cartoony vibe. So the clip I'm using today, it's from Silksong, and it's just a simple little battle sequence. It's kind of like a round robin where our main character, Hornet, with her needle, is fighting just an onslaught of different enemies. And I really love how in this game, they actually have a lot of musical emphasis. So a lot of the enemies are wearing bells on their heads. There's this little cymbal or bell that rings when the battle starts. And at some point, there's some dude with like a tuba, or like here's a crash cymbal that the enemy's using. I just think it's super neat that in this world, these little dead bug skeleton creatures are running around with musical instruments as weapons. I just think it's so clever. And I don't feel the need to necessarily lean so hard into actually using the instruments on screen. But to me, what's going to work really well today is to have some, I don't want to say basic, but a very simple, like a string ostinato, something like that. I think is going to really be the backbone of today. And then we'll just use some different orchestral instruments to kind of fill in the spaces. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. To me, this is very relaxing just to write some Hollow Knight music. So I hope that you guys can have some fun today. And as always, ask some questions in the chat, and I'll get to it as I can. We have Matt here with us, Matt Everett. So he does a really good job of helping answer some questions too. But yeah, let's have some fun. First thing I want to do is I chose a tempo of 170 BPM. And I want to have 2 bars of an intro. I was just thinking right before the stream, I want to have the strings do just some 16th notes, and then just like get straight into it. I'm really digging 6/4 time signature. That is like my go-to when it comes to battles. I don't know what it is about 6/4 time that I'm so attracted to, but I think it's just part of my sound. It's part of the way that I rhythmically divide beats. And I also just love that 6/4 can be easily converted into 3/4 or 2/4 at any given time. And it can, you can rhythmically switch between 3 to 4 different time signatures seamlessly just because it's in 6, which I think is super cool. And I'll probably put like another little run. That's the idea. So I feel like we can probably write this thing in 5 minutes, and then we might spend an hour or 2 producing it. But let's just kind of get some stuff on paper. Let's get some notes and let's write some stuff. Does that sound cool with you guys? I'm kind of talked out. I've talked a lot this week, which is fine. It's a Friday. I have a different energy on Fridays than Thursday. Maybe you guys too, being the end of the week. But let's get into it. So here's just a little tiny idea that I wrote. All right, so clearly that is not cleaned up at all, but the idea is just to take some short strings, which I didn't really get to showcase last week because I was focused on like the contrabassoon and clarinets and like the slower instruments. So what I want to do is start on a G minor. Just a G harmonic minor run. So G harmonic minor is a G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F sharp, G. That's the scale. But I don't want to start in a G because that's just doesn't feel very climactic to me. To be more dramatic, I'll start in a B flat. That way we land right on the G. right, so one of the influences for the actual Hollow Knight soundtrack, and surely for Silksong as well, from the tiny bit that I've heard, it's very Baroque inspired. So think of J.S. Bach. You could even think of classical music. Think of Amadeus Wolfgang Mozart. Wolfgang Amadeus, W.A. Mozart. Any of the big classical orchestral guys. So it's important to stay within a true orchestral realm where all of this music should be able to be performed live. That's the intent. So it's not going to be overly produced or anything. That's the idea. So this would be a great day to figure out how to do step sequencing in Cubase, but I still don't know how to do it because I've never really needed to do it. But I already know the exact notes I want, so this will be interesting. Those are the notes. I just can't play them fast enough. We'll try. That's so hard to play fast. Oh, I'm not up to snuff on my piano chops. I haven't practiced my scales in like 10 years. All right, we'll deal with that and then we'll edit from there. How's that? So I want to open up my 16th note quantizing. I know a lot of these are off, but I can at least edit from here. So a step sequencer, for anyone that doesn't know, is where you can literally play one note at a time and it'll actually log and record them in. Oh, cool. Demo knows. Demo, save me from myself. He says, step sequencing is the staircase looking thing in the upper right of the piano roll window. I think I'm about to learn something. Let's do it. Let me move the movie out of the way. Is it this thing? No. You're, what? Teach me your ways, Demo. Teach me your ways. Yeah, Corey has another good idea. Just set the tempo to half speed. You know what? I think, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Cubase has a mind of its own and it's going to, you know what? I'm going to try it. I'm just going to, even just 100. Let's do that. Yes. Oh, you're my hero. Corey, bless you. Yeah, I did it. Nice. The hacks. All right, cool. So now I'll bump back up to 170. Yay, that saved me so much time. Thank you. It's a cool little run, too. I like that. So now, I'm probably just going to double that. It's cool, but it's not dramatic enough until we do 2 octaves worth. Yeah. I expect a raise soon. Oh my gosh, Corey. What a beautiful, beautiful person you are. All right. Next up, let's do harpsichord. I didn't think I was going to do harpsichord, but it's one of the staple sounds of Hollow Knight. But the question is, which harpsichord should I use? Because there isn't one inside VSL. Instead, I'm going to grab from my really cool database that I built. I distinctly remember doing this right before my 5th child was born. Because I was in anticipation. I took off work for a couple months to kind of, cushion the before and after of having another baby. And I said no to all work during that time. And so I was just doing a personal project of building a retro video game database. And our baby came so late. She came 2 weeks late that I had 3 or 4 weeks of time invested in building this thing. And so it actually got pretty dang robust. So now whenever I need a sound from any distinct era of gaming, I can literally go to the console generation here, and I built them in Contact. It was a thing. It was a big process. And I still owe you guys a video explanation of the whole process because it's pretty intense. But I'm trying to think of what would be a really good harpsichord sample. Probably from the GBA, to be honest. So I'm going to scroll through here. I'm trying to think. There is a harpsichord that I really like. Maybe the GameCube. I just remember coming across one. And I have them sorted by game, but also... Oh, here we go. So, okay, this is the harpsichord used in Super Smash Bros. Melee and Zelda Wind Waker. Again, this is not the sample from that game, but this is the VST that the composer chose to use. I love harpsichord. It's so cool. So there you go. Harpsichord. Harpsichord. Anyway, this let me get my video back in place now that Demo. I appreciate the advice, Demo. I need to look into step sequencing. I just never do it. I always play everything in. I like the tempo trick. Haven't done that in a while. Anyway, I'm gonna double the strings. I'm thinking octaves will be fine. Let me clean this up ever so slightly because it got really off. There we go. Cool. Looking good. Let's see what it sounds like. This is going to be fun. And these are all like intentionally cheesy samples, but boy, does it work. That's so good. I am going to, however, change the release on this sample just so it's not so staccato. This is not even the least bit quantized, so... Yeah, let's go ahead and do 2. Yeah, that's really cool. So now it's in 6/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So the question is, should I do a 4/4 time just for 2 bars to keep it consistent with the intro, or do I do a run in 6/4 time? And thank you so much. Hey, got lots of new names here hanging out. We got Eric, not new, but you know what I mean. New for today. We got Spiral, Eric, Micah, you've been here. Jordan, Antonin. What's up, guys? I didn't even say a proper hello. I just got so into Hollow Knight, guys. Sorry about that. Glad you guys are here. I don't know. I just don't know what to do here. Do I do a 6/4 or 4/4? I just think 6/4 is just pretentious 3/4. You're not wrong, by the way. Does that make me pretentious? Probably. And I'm just going to live with that. So the real question is, how do we get... Aha, I think I just figured out. How do I chop off 2 beats? 1, 2. I wonder if a good run, kind of in a classical Baroque sense, a run, instead of just doing a scale. There's nothing wrong with that. But to make it a little bit more vibrant and dramatic, there should be a little turnaround. So you go down, then go back up, back up, back up. So it's like this constant, we're moving down over time, but it just makes it more dramatic because we're like stagnantly going down. But I'm wondering if I should just do a straight run to help knock off some beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. Ooh. Something like that. Let's try it. I'm gonna go back to this slow down technique. I'm gonna go super duper slow so I can think. So at the beginning, I like that. Lyrica, tumbling downwards. That's pretty accurate. What's up, Matt? Got Green Forge. Ooh, Green Forge says 144 plus 134. Ooh, now we're just toying with my emotions. If possible, I don't want to change the time signature. I want to keep it into one consistent beat. But I'm trying to convert what was previously 8 beats of music into 6 beats of music. So I'm trying to chop off some notes somewhere. So here we go. Hey, that worked. There's really no wrong answer. Hey, what's up, Will? Welcome. Let's try it. So take all that. These are all 16th notes. Let us copy and let us paste. And go back to the normal tempo, 170 BPM. That worked. I like that. Because it still has the same effect. There's only 2 turnarounds. If you want to look at that blob. So it still goes da 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 da. So it does the same tumbling it down effect, but I'm just doing it less often so that I'm not having to do 8 beats. I'm only doing it in 6 beats. So I think it works. It also just has like more of a crescendo is the wrong word, but it kind of just has more of a dramatic technical tone. There you go. We're doing sound design too much this week. I don't even have words anymore. It's just that's my technique. But for simplicity, I am going to copy and paste said run into the harpsichord because what a cool combo that is. All right, here we go. From the beginning, and I want to get some harpsichord. If Bach was here today, he would straight up be a film composer or a game composer. We all know it. Something like that. Gotta stay on that 5/7 chord. All right, let's edit that a little bit. All 8th notes. Let's fix this last one. Now, here's a thing, if you don't know about harpsichords. I've actually gotten to play some harpsichords in my life because I actually care about these kinds of things. Because I was a classical musician for many years. Harpsichords did not have a sustain of any kind. They were basically the same thing as plucking a violin or cello, right? So this right here really isn't possible. That's not technically... It's just not a super honest representation of that instrument because there is no sustain. It's more like a pluck, pluck. Right that should fade out very quickly. So what I don't want to do is write long chords. So what I'll probably do, just like classical composers would do, is I'll do like a tremolo or something to help a false sense of sustain. Ooh, I want to do that for the next section. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Something like that. I like that a lot. Is that 4? Oh, that's 4/4 time. I guess we'll do it. Why not? It makes for a cool B section. Change it up a little bit. And chord-wise, it feels like a B section. Yeah. All right, had a little pause there because I made a mistake, but I want to fix that. These are a little harder to quantize, so I'm probably not. As long as I can get the first note to line up, it should be good. Okay, I don't like that note. Na, 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 na. Just leave it there. And yeah, I like that reference, Corey, to Final Fantasy, the original. If anything, Final Fantasy 3, if you remember that one from Japan, had like a particularly Baroque flavor to its soundtrack. All right, so here's where I tried again. So I'm probably going to take all of this. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, ba-dum bum ba-ba-dum bum. I love Final Fantasy. That's the Cecil theme from 4. Right. I think I'll change it here. Sometimes it's okay to overwrite. You just need to then go back and edit it down so it actually makes some sense as a phrase, right? I was just noodling. That might even be a good loop point. Hope it's not too short. That would be a great spot. Something like that. Maybe like make it the most epic run of them all. Maybe. Let's get the concept. Very poor attempt, but I want to just have it there as a placeholder because I need to experiment to see if that would be an appropriate place to do a loop. So let's do 39, 1. You can't really see that. There we go. I'm just going to pump in, going to choose where I want the loop to end, which is right there. And then we're going to set the looper bar to actually, whoops, start in 31. There we go. Got it. Definitely my B section. Actually, a really good opportunity to get away from the short strings. So let me open up a new patch. Let's call it strings legato. And this would be a good point to double that melody. Excuse me. And this is underneath that exact same patch, which is 2D strings. Let's do, we could do long notes or legato. Just kind of play around with it. And I really got to give a shout out to VSL. What's so neat about this style of organization is everything's already loaded and it's not even a big patch. But what's so neat is I can just click on any combo of any sound and it mutes everything else and it just enables it. So there's no load time ever. Because you can see right here at the bottom of the patch, it even says 0.64 gigabytes out of 55,000 samples. So it's only loading what you need. Very, very smart. It's a different way of loading than Kontakt would load. But I just love how easily I can switch to all these different articulations on the fly. And it never has to load, so I can just try something. Hey, thanks so much for being here, Darren. Matt, do you mind hitting that question for me? So let's play around with some stiffs. I want to double that melody that's kind of hiding there in the harpsichord. That kind of thing. Maybe even some brass would do well. But I want it to be kind of a lovely melody on top of the. Just for fun, let's see what this would sound like in some of these other modes. Marcato. It's pretty cool. Ooh, what about tremolo? That'd be kind of cool. Nice. Let's load both, because I think that's pretty cool. So this one will be tremolo. This one will be legato. Let's make sure that everything has not been doubled. There we are. Okay, legato, let's just put it back to this thing. Tremolo, I think that's a cool spot for tremolo because it evokes the same idea. Because technically that's a tremolo in the harpsichord. Here we go. me stop it there. Da, da, da. Also, something that I've recently discovered or rediscovered is there's a lot of value in repeating a note in a melody. I used to always think that, when I was a younger composer, that, a good melody must always have these big leaps and there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's cool and dramatic, whatever, very film-esque. But what I'm learning is there's a lot of value to repeating a note. So there's an example. I just wrote that, but there's an example. I repeated several notes multiple times. There's something really valuable about. Please pardon me. Right? There's something about the repetition of a note twice in a row that it actually adds more drama. And even though it's simpler, it's actually more effective. So I just thought that was a cool rediscovery. And I can probably continue something here. So I want some kind of moving bass line here. This is fun. Thanks, guys. I have no idea what to do in that measure, but something. We need that space from all of these in our face. Attacky notes. So I think that would be good. I'll clean this up. What I don't want is just to keep rolling through it. That's not good. Let's fix this. And yeah, Darren, you found yourself a mighty helpful community, so hope you'll stick around. We also have a free Discord. Come check it out, called the Video Game Music Alliance. And if Matt, if you'd be so kind to pump that link in here, that'd be great. In the live chat. What should I do in that measure, you think? I know one thing I need to do is I need to take the top note of every harpsichord tremolo. It shouldn't be too hard to do quickly. And I want to quantize every top note because every top note is on the beat and everything else is like a tremolo of the beat. I'm hoping that'll help keep a little bit more clarity in these. I know what I'm going to do. So let's get the run under control. And I think if there was going to be a loop spot, it would be here to the A. What does it even call this? Loop in. And this will be the loop out. That way, in the game, you know, they would loop back to the A, not the beginning. That way this run gets to happen. What I want to do is probably an octave strings here, and then on bar. I should be smart. Let's be smart. This will be the loop out. This is the less fun way, but it's actually the better. This is the more efficient way. So I'll do a 2-bar here where it's not as strong, and then it'll loop back into this run. Because the harpsichord's there, it's double octaves, all that stuff. That's cool. That works. What happened here? I don't think I ever quantized this. Oops. Or if I did, I quantize it as 16ths instead of 1/8 newts, and that's what my problem is. Gotta be careful. Make sure you quantize appropriately. There we are. Oh, that's such an easy. So I just need some kind of melody. Let's grab, excuse me, let's grab Synchron Player. My voice is still not 100%, but doing my best, guys. This will be horns, maybe? Synchron Prime Edition. I love this thing. This thing is awesome. Let's do... It's perfect for an orchestral composer because it's just all right there. It sounds good. Let's try horn. And I have not mixed a darn thing. This is all out of the box. That makes more sense. Lovely. All right, this will be B2. We'll finish that out into the loop, make a fun run, and go from there. Cool. Let's see what short horns sound like. I bet they're great. Wow. I'm liking everything from this collection so far. Hey, you don't have to buy anything that I recommend for you. But if you do, it does support my channel here at no additional cost to you. What happened here? What in the world? There we go. These are so not quantized. All right, how about now? Harpsichord's a little too intense. I like it. I like using brass on this second part. I'll call this A2. Just to make it more full, much fuller. Oops, wrong instrument. Horns, please. Ah, bummer. I keep hitting some key switch. Aha. Here's what I'll do is I'll save the trombones. I'll just call it low brass. I don't know if I can load two at once, so I might have to do separate. I'll do trombones for all the low notes. There it is. Sounding good. Hey, I'm here to show you guys what's up. You don't have to spend a single dollar. You can consume all of this for free. But if you want this type of sound, VSL is the only place I've ever found it, specifically for this cartoony style. If you want more realistic stuff, go with 8Dio, go with Cinebrass, go with, who else do I like? That's kind of it. Those are like the two that I like the most. If you're going for like ultra realistic, so like for the trailer stuff that I do, I use the most ultra realistic stuff that I have. But for more cartoony video game stuff, it makes more sense to use this kind of retro style. Like it sounds like PlayStation music, if I'm honest. those trombones happening. I love it. You just click it, you move on with your life. It just works. They're really gonna make me pull out a bass trombone. I wonder if, oh, 2D brass. That's what I should have done from the start. Let's just go back in time. Give me a second. Yo. We're just gonna call this brass. I'm so glad that they have that. It's a giant everything patch. That's the way that I write. Then we can just do short everything, but I wonder what's gonna happen. They're gonna let us play low notes. Oh yeah, they do. Cool. They programmed that really smart where the key switches are on the very, very lowest octave, which is out of range, so it doesn't like overlap. I like that it's the trumpets in there too. Cool. Let's throw some low G's in there. Cool. Still gets the tuba in there. That's cool. If you really want to write orchestral music, you probably should go through and do every note, but I'm lazy, and that's okay. I just don't want to spend the time doing it. I have other things to do in life than program patches. Okay. Okay. Glad we had this talk. Moving along. Guess I should finish this phrase. Sure, why not? Octaves. For me, Darren, it is 1:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Let's write a better phrase than that. So starting on D. That'll do. Let's start on D. Let's change the tempo to something really slow. Cool. Let's double that. Octaves. Yeah, today's a little bit different being on Friday, but let's see what percussion they have to offer in this Prime pack. Even the basics like a timpani would be good. Oh, they have all the good stuff. All the basics. I just need to get all my... What are we in? What key? G? Oh, I just grabbed this footage from YouTube. There's always gameplay videos. Just grab it, use it. Because I'm airing this on YouTube, so if it's cleared there, it's already been cleared. I like the timpani. I think that adds a lot of oomph. It's like a staple of orchestral music. I'm just going to play all these rolls in myself and see what happens. Oh no, the video hath disappeared. There it is. Cool. And hey, thanks so much, Darren. You're very kind. I am a pro, for real. So I appreciate that. This is how I make my living. I don't usually use a lot of timpani, pitch-wise, but I think this is I can make an exception for this, to have like 6 pitches in the timpani. You got to think back to things like Final Fantasy, where the timpani just played any pitch it wanted to because it's on a keyboard. So I'm just going to roll with it. It's roll because it's, you know, a timpani. And I want to keep syncopated pulse. danger with doing all those tremolos myself is I have to make sure everything else is quantized. So let's go through real quick and deselect all of the tremolos, yeah, all the rolls. It's really hard to see, but it's hard for me to see because they're so small. But what I'm going to do Command A, I'm on PC, so Control A, and then hold the Control button on my keyboard so that as I select, I'm actually deselecting. I'm going to deselect all of the rolls. That way they don't get quantized. And now I'm going to quantize, I think everything is 16th notes at least. That'll help. Here we go. And just kind of fix anything that gets off. Do it. This was supposed to be a little roll. I guess I missed. Let me grab. It's really just 4 notes. I'll copy and paste it in. Great question from Jordan, who says, how important is it to play the part you are adding and cleaning it up later as opposed to just inputting the notes manually? I definitely don't have the piano chops. Okay. I take full advantage of my piano chops and do things that no one has any business doing because I studied piano. It was my undergrad. Like, I have the chops. I know I can play my G minor scales just fine. But that's not normal, and I don't expect you to do the same. That's just my way of writing super duper fast. Instead, go ahead, do things manually. Just figure out for you what is the fastest way for you to input. So if you have to do something manually, get used to copying and pasting a lot of things and using your hotkeys. That'll help you move your pitches up and down like this. Right? Moving stuff around like this manually. I still do that all the time. I have kind of get a leg up by writing something first and then going in and editing it. It's just my personal preference, but plenty of people do stuff manually. But maybe that's a strong reason for you to get better with your keyboard skills. Just an idea. Still miss notes. This can all be 8th notes. Just save some time. Quantizing saves so much time. But only if you do it accurately. This could almost be a track as is, right? Doesn't necessarily need much more. But at the very least, I absolutely need some cymbals, some crash cymbals. So let's grab from the percussion. Might be nice to, there's a few other things I would add. Let me go ahead and get them in the palette here. Okay, cymbals will be one of them, but Another one needs to be snare drum. Another one, I'd like to try bass drum, but I'm wondering if the bass drum and timpani are going to fight each other. They might. We'll see. We'll see who wins. Cymbals, they call them piatti. That's their French name. The crash cymbals. So let's just call it that. Crash cymbals. What else we got? That would be helpful. I could try doubling with xylophone, maybe. I think marimba is actually a better choice for the orchestra. I don't really love xylophone too much. It has its place, but it's so quiet. But it's made to be mixed with. I do like that VSL pre-mixes everything to sound good with one another right out of the box. I think that's a really clever marketing play. Isn't it amazing? As soon as you add a xylophone, it becomes cartoony. Thank you, Alex. Piatti is Italian. My bad. I mean, what the heck? Why not? Let's throw in some xylophone. It does help beef it up. Mainly on this second half. We're going to add brass and all that. Let's just do it. Thanks so much for hanging out, Darren. Happy working. Bye-bye. You working? Yeah, I'm guessing you're working, Darren. You work at a music store or something? I'm only guessing because I used to do that. All right, let's find this snare drum magic. Quiet drum. It's kind of a weak drum. We'll see how it holds up. The weakest snare drum I've ever heard. I don't know if I can use that. I just don't like it at all. Let me try a different one. And sometimes you just got to roll into some Some play action, some vintage goodness. So this is my go-to snare right here because it's just so clean. This one, the 3 snares, maybe because it's 3 snares, maybe one singular snare sounds too wimpy. And then if it's too verby, you can turn on the release. Let's try that. Turn it down a bit. Oops. Darn. Wrong. Darn release on this thing. All right, so the trick to this is making 2 patches. Okay, so this is going to be SD hits, and I'll make another one for the rolls. Here we go. That. The only thing I don't like was do some copy paste action here real quick to clean it up. It does feel very Kingdom Hearts, which I wasn't even expecting or trying to do in any way, but it's the same kind of vibe. These are also weak sauce. No way I'm using those. So I'm gonna do the same thing. So far, unfortunately, the VSL percussion side of things has not held up to the end of its bargain. But I really like the strings and the brass so far. So I'm going to grab... I'm also just so used to these few patches that I use for literally every track ever. Shimamura. She loves her snare drums. And cymbals. Let me do a gajillion crash cymbals. Ready? I'll just do them at the big moments. Spare one of these. Probably use some woodwinds as well. I don't usually write a lot of woodwinds. But let's try. Let's see what might fit inside here to help supplement particularly the melodies. And even some short woodwinds would really, really help. So let's actually grab the entire wind stack. Again, one of the best reasons to use a library like this is you can grab the entire section. So I can go to the woodwind section and then grab the 2D patch. Oh, is there not one, really? I just spoke so highly of you. Wow, that's a bummer. Maybe because they have so many. Okay, well, that stinks. Maybe down here. Maybe I can cheat a little bit and go down to... That's so disappointing. Oh, man. Look, there is no instrument library that's like end all be all. There's always going to be some kind of limitations. But now I'm wondering, these are all singular instruments instead of coupled together. So I'm just going to have to build my own real quick. I actually like to use Sonokinetic. They have a really good Woodwinds patch, which is Contact, called the Orchestral series Woodwinds Ensemble. I like to grab the 16-bit because they're really small, and I just literally go through, grab all four. So flutes, oboes, clarinets, bassoons, and then just click on the staccato. Heck, let's go staccatissimo patch for each one. Oh no. Well, looks like I broke the oboe. Or it is broken. There we go. This looks to be like it's working. It's just the interface is kind of screwed up. Weird. All right. let's leave that alone. Maybe turn down the clarinets and bassoons a little bit. Let's see what this sounds like. Is this going to be a complete train wreck? I don't know. If we double all of the strings in the woodwinds. Wow. It actually works. Wow, dude. Excuse me. There we go. Which means my strings are not working. There we go. There's an extra note. It's so pretty. Okay, VSL came through on their bass drum. I really like that. That's very clean. That will actually really help to merge everything together. I kind of like... Cool. Let me do one more pass of that. That's a great addition. do you guys think? I think this is very close to being done. I would like to take in the second half, slightly too barren over here in the B2 section with the melody. I like the horn melody. That's pretty cool. I'm wondering if I can grab Woodwind something or another. I might just double this. Instead of winds short, we'll do winds long for each of those patches. Yeah, this turned out really great. Sometimes like the inspiration just flows and you can knock out stuff really fast. Granted, it's only a 1 minute loop. It's not super sophisticated by any means. It's actually exactly 1 minute on the dot. That's cool. Just felt like the right spot to do a loop. So let's just do all the woodwinds and let's grab some vibrato patches. I don't know if oboe is like permanently broken or what, but it just seems to be like really messed up. Let's go over here, switch them all over. Maybe what will help is to do a key switch for all the woodwinds down here. I just don't know. Looks like that might do it. Cool. Well, let's give it a shot. Oh no! Dumb key switching. That is straight up not working. Brr. Reload these again. Rar. That's no fun. It's the right sound. I like it. Here, let me just be smart and go fast. Yeah, get in there. All of you. Okay, so we're going to try this again. We're going to do vibrato. Vibrato. Ow. Man, these interfaces are... I don't know if it's my fault or if I'm missing an update or something. Something's going on. Something fishy. All right, this would be cool to double the melody. We're in the B section.
Hollow Knight, he was silent. The fact that she actually speaks and vocalizes, she's got exertion sounds, but it also changes how...
Well, yeah. For me, it's good. Rudely interrupted band
team.
High school band team.
They're all army.
Yeah, they talked too much over the video. Oh well. I'll just add more horn. That was an ad. An ad, nope. Folks, I call this track done. If I write any more, it's just going to hurt the track. But I really like that I was able to represent woodwinds, strings, brass, and percussion throughout the entire track. And I was able to hold off a little bit so that I'm not giving too much too soon. So I really try to make intentionally over here, especially in the... Where's my camera? There's my camera. Over here in the A section, I want to make sure that it's just strings, harpsichord, timpani, and then over here in A2 we start doubling things with the brass, the woodwinds, xylophone helps double, and then when we get to the B section, I wanted the first half to only be the horn melody doubled with strings tremolo, and I guess I did eventually add the woodwinds, but over here in the next half, maybe I should change that. Let's play. Okay, then that's what I'll do. I'm going to just add the woodwinds here in the second half. I like this note. I just don't like how strongly it's being played. So I hate to do this, but dang it. We'll just call this horns 1, horns 2. I mean, there's really no proper way to call that. But what I'm going to do is just play the harmony. And then over here in the top part, get rid of the harmony. That way this can be turned way down because it's just too much. Cool. That worked out really great. I'm really happy with this track. So let's play it out the final version. This is my combat battle track. Kind of writing in my style, but still giving homage to Chris Larkin and his Hollow Knight style. This is for Silksong. I'm really happy with this. For anybody that is a game developer in the audience and you want to add this track to your game, it actually will be available in the next update of Game Music Treasury. That'll come out later this year. Just released an update a couple weeks ago, actually. It's 525 tracks in there. So go pick it up, favorite store, stephenmelin.com. You can go check it out wherever it's sold. And for all the composers in the audience, if you're interested in grabbing this library, Synchron Prime by VSL, there's a link in the description that supports me at no additional cost to you. And if it's not on sale and you don't need it, don't buy it, but add it to your cart. And I'll let you know when it does go on sale so that you can grab it and add it to your music. I just think it's such a cool sound. And it's more than anything, I think just the scrubby strings sound really, really, they don't sound real, but they sound authentic to this cartoony hand-drawn style. And I love that. And that's why I would imagine Chris uses these as well in his music. Alrighty, let's play it out. Thanks, guys, for being here. And I will see you next time. Next Thursday, normal time, 1 p.m. No, I'm sorry. Oh, Lordy. I don't even know my own times. Next week, live composing show on Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is the new official time. So even says so right there. Boom. I can read, I promise. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye.